Can you tell me what makes you the best qualified person to represent District 55, which includes Belton, Temple, and much of Bell County?
Well, I have been a political activist for 13 years, and I have worked with the leading conservative groups in Texas over the last 13 years on conservative legislation in Austin. I've worked with some great representatives, some great leaders, and I have the experience, the background, and the endorsements of these conservative groups to run for state representative. And because my personality is a frontline fighter, then I believe we need someone in Austin that is a frontline fighter for our conservative values. And I know voters are very desperate for someone who will fight for their values in Austin, and that's why I believe I'm the candidate for that.
And why are you running for election?
Because I'm very concerned about our state. You know, we live in a great state. Texas is the best state in the country to live in. But we're under attack, constantly under attack by the liberals and Democrats to change this state from red to blue. I've been on that battlefield in Austin many years, and I know the intensity of trying to undo everything that Texans have fought for. We're the third leading state in debt. Many voters do not know that. We cannot go the route of California and New York. So we need someone in Austin who will really fight to reduce wasteful spending and then cut back this debt and then use our tax dollars more wisely. Because I'm concerned about not only our physical issues, but our constitutional rights, about government overreach into states' rights, about our water situation, about border security. And we really need someone in Austin who is not a go-along, get-along person, but someone who will really make things happen and work towards those goals.
What are the most important issues facing the people of District 55?
Well, there's a lot. I believe, of course, the work environment. So we need to make it very appealing to businesses to open up their shops here and to hire people. Another issue would be the economy. People are very concerned about our spending and being in debt. The current representative voted to increase spending by 26%. So that's $22 billion that we're putting into government programs that is increasing our state limit. And people are very concerned about being in debt. They're concerned about Obamacare, how that's going to affect not only our own health care, but how it's going to affect businesses in this state. They're very concerned about border security. We have to do what's right for our citizens in this state, and that's to really cut back illegal immigration from coming across and cut back the incentives that bring them over here. Our representative voted again to fund tuition for illegal aliens. That they would get in-state tuition. So they're favoring illegals over our own students. So we have to really work on that, and people are very concerned about it. They're also concerned about education. We funnel millions, billions of dollars in education, but it's not being spent correctly. There's no oversight. There's a lot of waste. We need to make sure those dollars that go to education go to the teachers and to the classrooms. So those are some of the top things. Of course, Second Amendment rights. People are very concerned about their rights to bear arms, and our Constitution guarantees us the right to bear arms. And I don't even think people should have to have a license to carry a weapon because that's unconstitutional. So there's those things that I'm hearing from voters when I go door to door that they're most concerned about.
What are the most important issues in Texas?
Well, I would believe ending government overreach. That is a huge problem because the federal government's trying to force their will on states' rights. And we really have to work hard as Texans not to go that route because we can see the federal government's not doing a good job running their own programs, trying to come in here and force us to do things that are unconstitutional. And they're also interfering with things that we're doing, like we passed a voter ID law, and they're suing us to try to implement that. So I believe, ending federal government overreach, making sure that we have the best and strongest economy and the best place for people to open up business and to work and to have secure borders. That's property. And then, of course, we have the water issue. And it is a very important issue. And we have many water programs that have funds that were supposed to be loaned out to communities, and it's not being loaned out. And so then our current representative voted on a bill to rob the rainy day fund to pay for water at the very end. We'll put it on a constitutional amendment when we've already got the funding for it, but it was not being allocated.
What bills do you plan to introduce in the next session?
Well, one of my favorite ones is called zero-based budgeting, and you can find it on my website at www.texansformolly.com. But what zero-based budgeting would do is make state agencies that get our tax dollars have to come to the legislative sessions and introduce their budget to us based on a zero balance. This is what we project we need for the next 2 years. This is where we're going to spend it. This is what we need it for. So that we have more oversight of how our tax dollars are being used in these agencies. And we can eliminate wasteful spending. And then we need to defund programs that it's not the state's responsibility to fund. If we can do that, end wasteful spending, defund programs that don't need our tax dollars, then we can eliminate things like property tax and still have enough money to fund the programs that the state's responsible for doing. And that's one of my biggest issues is the budget and, of course, border security and Second Amendment rights, which I would just like to do away with being licensed to carry a weapon in the first place. But if we made our economy the strongest economy in the country, then we can eliminate a lot of problems and have a real secure future.
Your opponent in the March 4th primary, Ralph Sheffield, turned down your offer for a debate. Do you have any comment on that?
Well, I do. I believe every candidate, whether you're incumbent or an opponent, should be able to have an opportunity to talk to voters and about your different issues and your qualifications. And he has a record, and he needs to either defend his record, and have that opportunity to do so. But he made the comment that I didn't have enough money. He doesn't think I'm a threat to him or worth his time to come and debate. And I think that's very unfortunate for the voters because I'm a grassroots activist. I am a We the People candidate. I'm running because I have a passion for my state. I'm running because I've been involved in activism for a long, long time. I know the battle that we're under. And for him to snub the voters and me is very unprofessional.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to area voters?
Well, I would like your vote. I would like for you to put your trust in me because I am one of you. I've been a voter. I am a voter. I am an activist. I am concerned. And I can be the person who will represent you in Austin with a loud and clear voice. And I will be that frontline fighter that voters are very desperate for. And that's what I've been hearing, when I'm talking to people. So I hope you put your trust in me. I would be honored to serve you, and I can guarantee you I would work very, very hard. And another thing is I don't have a full-time job that would take me away from my duties as a representative, so I would be available to my constituents all the time.